Pretty tight fit because of the medical. Please.
Milano has her own car.
Yeah.
It's €5 per month.
Ah, okay.
Fortunately, they are not in home.
Okay, great. Did everybody who went over there come back?
Yes.
Okay, hopefully. All right. So why don't we get everyone on this side over here, and then we will start the event. Vivian, why don't you get your credit card? Okay.
32 ampere, 6 ore e 55 per...
Con calma, eh?
Con calma. Vabbè, a Torino vai a 10 ore, dipende, c'è un po' di batteria. Doveva semplificare.
Okay. So anyways, together so you guys can hear each other. So anyways, hello.
Hello?
I'm Yo-Yo, this is Fabian. Model 3 is here, and thank you for having us in Milano. It's great to be here. We had a little bit of confusion because somebody said, obviously he did, that the electric space would be reserved, but then some other people didn't quite get the message, so that's okay. We have the charger now. It looks pretty good, 32 amp charger, so it'll work all pretty well. Let me think here. How this event will work, be a relatively short event. We don't have too many people here, and we're headed to Verona and to Venice soon, and we need to see Milan first after this. So we'll take your questions as a group, and then we will have an opportunity to see the car, and then if there is time, we'll do a few test drives, and that will be the event. Okay? All right. So, could you guys come over here, please, just so that we can keep an eye on everything? Okay. I'll wait for him to come over here, because we
Luca, scusa, vuole che... Se no non va avanti, non so per quale motivo. È suo decidere. No, lo sa, ma se no è pubblico.
Believe me when I say that we have a lot of crazy things happening when we don't watch, so it's best to have everyone over here.
Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, with that being said, your questions, please. Yes, please.
So I'm interested in the issues importing a car from US,
Yes.
a car like Tesla.
Yes.
So will you still have the warranty when you get back to US now?
That is a little bit unclear. So the warranty is supposedly void if you take the car out of the region. So, for example, if you take a North American car out of North America, you drive it out of North America, and then you bring it back to America, it's supposedly void. But there hasn't really been a reliable confirmation for the Model 3 yet, obviously because it's such a new car. So we're not really sure. What I can tell you is that the Model 3's warranty is very restrictive. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was void by simply taking it out of the region. But once you take a car out of its home region, I think you should expect that the warranty is void. And you shouldn't expect service by bringing it back to America. And most people who bring a Model 3 to Europe don't bring it back to America to get it serviced. So,
Well, I'm just thinking under warranty, it might be worth it.
well, so Is what you mean? Like you'll bring a car, let's say, to here, and
Yeah,
then if
and you
have a
have
problem,
serious problems like
you bring it back to America.
in order to have it fixed for free.
Potentially, I think potentially Tesla would honor that, but that sounds a little bit ridiculous. But potentially Tesla would honor that.
I heard about
You're talking about spending $4,000 or $5,000.
yeah, instead of $40,000.
Well, no, there aren't any repairs on this that cost $40,000. $40,000 is the value of the car. No repairs cost that much on a Model 3. If the repairs cost that much, you should buy a new Model 3. Yeah.
So how much would you evaluate the costs with? Did you have some repairments so far?
Yes, but our repairs are under warranty, so there's zero cost.
So you have no idea how much will they cost
No.
without
and
warranty?
Hardly anybody does, because most people so far have gotten work done under warranty, and nobody really has to pay out of pocket. But what we know is that Tesla parts are expensive. The main thing that's expensive would be labor. So labor comes at 120 euros an hour in Europe and $120 an hour in America. So that's what's most expensive. But you can always source the parts yourself and fix the car yourself at a private shop. And if you do that, that's a cheaper alternative.
Are they selling parts?
Sorry?
Are they selling parts?
Not directly to you, but you can buy them from other people who, for example, buy through body shops or authorized repair shops, and they buy the parts and then they sell to you. Tesla does not sell parts to individuals directly for repair.
I see. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How many kilometers has the car right now?
35,000.
Okay, that's fair.
How much is your annual cost to ownership of the car?
Annual cost of ownership in California
Yes.
is let's see. We have to pay registration on the car, which is about $600 to $700 a year. That's for the sticker on your license plate if you drive the car every year. We have to pay insurance. So insurance on this car is approximately $1,000 a year. That's about it. Yeah, so about $1,700 a year. Yeah.
So, comparative with another car, same dimension, more or less, how do we say it is bigger or higher or lower?
I'd say it's about the same. In America, the license plate sticker cost is based on the price of the car. So on all cars at the same price, they'd be the same. Obviously, you don't have to pay for gas. But in my cost, I told you I did not include supercharging, so I guess it's about the same there. What you would be saving on is actually you'd have to pay a little bit more for insurance. Teslas in America are more expensive to insure than normal cars because even though they are safer, insurance is more concerned about the cost of repair.
Oh yes.
So there's the injury aspect of it. And then there's the injury is less possible, right? Because Teslas are safer. But then you have the more expensive, damage repair. So hence the damage bill is higher. And let me think, what else was there? We don't have any incentives, so we don't have any. You do save $10,000, so you get $10,000 back from the government for buying the car for all the big battery electric cars. You get that back. And you also save on maintenance because you don't have to do a smog check. In California, all the gas cars must go through emissions inspection every 2 years, I think. So for this car, you don't need that. So you save about $100 a year not having to do that. Yeah.
How much does the battery
How much does the battery cost?
of these 40?
Cost or the size?
The charging.
No. How much does it cost of these 40?
To charge?
No.
How much of the car?
1 second.
Is the
Yeah, of
battery?
the total price of the car. I mean, would you...
How much of the total? No. He's asking how much of the car price is the battery price.
Yeah, according to...
Yeah, if you had to replace it.
No, that's not what he asked though. Is that what you're asking?
No, about... I mean, yes, if you buy a new one, like... But just the battery.
Okay.
You have 10 years warranty or 8 years.
8. Okay. Well, there's two different questions there. I think it's just a misunderstanding, but the battery is not sold separately from the car. So other electric cars, I think Nissan Leaf, sometimes they count the battery as leased or separate. Yeah. Or Zoe or something.
You can upgrade from 30 to 40.
Right. So they count it separately, but for the Model 3, it's into the price. To replace the battery, it's always approximately $10,000. So I would say here is approximately 10,000 euros. Or more, yeah. Plus technical costs and everything. It's a very expensive battery.
Of $45,000, 140.
Sorry? The car is 35,000. So I guess you're right. It's approximately a fourth. Yeah. But yeah, now that you put it that way, yeah. Nobody's ever paid for a battery replacement yet, so we don't know how much it costs. It's approximately 10,000 because that's how much a Model S 75 kilowatt hour battery would cost to replace. Yeah.
You said on other events that the aerial wheels, they are not so efficient, or you don't see any change if you put them on or not.
These are not aero wheels, but what I said was that aero wheels don't necessarily increase the efficiency. So we don't have any type of evidence that shows that they improve the efficiency. Everybody says they do.
Yeah.
There's no scientific evidence.
It is about 10% maybe, or
There is no
something
proof.
around there.
Yeah, 10% is a lot. 10% is
Or 5 to 10.
yeah, 5 to 10. Even 5 is a lot. 5 is an extra 25,000 meters.
It could be like 1 maybe.
Maybe 1. 1 I would believe it. 1 and 2 I would believe
Maybe
it.
something less
Not that
than
much.
1.
Yeah.
It's still a lot, 1%.
Yeah, that I would believe. But 5 to 10 I don't think I would believe. That's a little bit crazy.
On a Model S, you have also aero wheels and it's bringing nothing.
Yeah.
We tested 21, 19 base, and the arrows,
No difference.
no difference.
But it's more
No,
efficient.
no noticeable difference, right? Like
No visible difference.
no
Yeah.
visible difference, no measurable difference.
But between the size of the wheels, there is a big difference. Or
That we don't know either. It's hard to tell because when you buy the 18 and the 19 or the 19, either car has the same rating. On Tesla's website, they rate the cars, right? And in the U.S. government has to rate the cars. There's no difference for the wheels. So I think with any type of wheel configuration, like he said, the difference is negligible. Negligible in the sense that it's so little it doesn't matter. Yeah. But 5 to 10% is definitely a little bit too crazy. Yeah. Please.
Is there a possibility to have an American car enabled for European superchargers? And what would be the cost in that case?
Yes, it is possible. Not legally, not according to the rules of Tesla. And you risk having your supercharging cut off at any time. The cost would most likely be zero because the building wouldn't be functioning. But the car will still charge if building is not successfully completed.
Now, I mean the cost to make it work, not
Cost
to
make
charge.
it work, approximately 1,000 euros. Approximately 1,000 euros.
So that fixes the software issue, everything.
It doesn't fix the software issue, and it's not on the Model 3. I'm saying you said on the Tesla.
Yeah.
So I'm saying a Model S and X is about 1,000 euros technology and hardware cost,
Yeah.
special adapter cost, and it will work. But again, it's not guaranteed in any form.
Thanks. Because I read somewhere on the internet that somebody spent like 40,000 euros.
I read the same thing you did. I don't think it's true, and I don't think that makes sense because I heard someone. I think they spent 40,000 euros to convert their Model S, which they imported. For that price, you should just buy another Model S.
You can buy a new one.
You can buy a new one.
You import it, you buy one, import it, and spend a lot of money, then you can buy a European car and have no problems, no warranty loss, nothing.
Spend more
It's easier.
to import it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that somebody from Europe now, instead of waiting another year, might probably choose to do that.
Yeah, but can't use adapters in Italy for charging your car.
Say that again.
But you will
can't
have
use
not
adapter.
really
Why not?
one.
Why not?
Long.
Well,
So it would be extremely problematic.
I highly doubt that, and I don't think the gendarmerie is waiting at the supercharger for you.
No, but if something happens, it's your fault.
Of course, it's always your fault if something happens. Yeah, that's needless to
You don't
say.
have,
That's worldwide. If something happens, of course, it's your fault. Yeah. So yeah, like I told him, it'd be a great personal risk. You'd be using an adapter at your own risk. Your warranty is already void. Tesla could sue you for trying to steal their energy, but you asked if it could work, and yes, it could work. Yes. We've proven it. We've done it. We've done it on a Model S, so we know it works.
I charge European more or less in US. And I was not really happy about that. I made an adapter in homemade, and it cost more than 1,000 euros.
Is someone here called Ruben? That's you. Okay. Man,
Ruben
you and I
Mars.
have had a lot of fights on the online forums.
Yeah, yeah.
And, it's weird because I see him in person now. I was about to block this guy. This guy was on like right here. I'm like, yeah. It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
The guy with
Good to
the gun.
see you too.
We went on the forums, and it's weird because these forums, you never expect to meet the people. But even the people who say they hate me, they come out to my events. So yeah. All right. That's cool.
Actually, I didn't think you were going to do this.
You didn't think so? Yeah, a lot of people didn't think so. Yeah.
I mean, especially for just to lose your warranty. I didn't think it's
Well,
worth
my
it.
warranty is fucked. I mean, my rear window is broken. My bumper is mismatched. I want to get some of the misalignment manufacturing issues fixed. It's not going to be possible. So I've already lost a lot of value. I'm selling this car in Europe, so this car is not going back to America. So whoever buys the car will have to assume all the problems, inherit the problems essentially, and I'll give them a good discount to compensate for the problems. But obviously the discount is.
Do you already have a buyer?
That's why I asked him if he was staying or not.
What is it with my new motion?
Non è compatibile con l'auto americana con i supercharger europei perché il collegamento è diverso. Quindi lui è costretto a applicare dalle economie di terza parte, quindi tutta Europa caricato dalle economie che trovava sulle mappe flag share, l'Italia Service Card.
Quanta è è una batteria da 60
Ok.
calcoliamo 60 kW la S
L'hai aumentata
sì, questa è 11 allora ci mette 6 ore, ci mette una notte per fare
infatti adesso è una batteria che dà 3 ore di ricarica.
Io quando mi ho detto che ho
Tu sai che figlia di secondo me no, a me costa meno che
It was too much.
Yeah.
lì sono un po' 40 va bene, ci devo guadagnare, non è chiaro.
Okay, plug in.
It should be starting automatic.
Okay.
Adesso la ginocchia non passare io ce l'ho sempre. No, devo in giro. Tesla giustamente vuole presentare questa macchina, farla Ciao, ciao, momento.
Okay. Anyways, any other questions?
I have got a simple question.
Sure, please.
Why did you do this? Like really?
It's I'm here to promote EVs. I think there was an opportunity for me to do it, and I did it. It's also something to do. So something for me to do, and other people are sitting at home playing video games. So
Like me.
or on Facebook being smartasses. So
Like me.
so I instead of hanging out on the forums, I chose to come and travel the world doing this, and I enjoy doing this. I enjoy meeting people, learning things, and the trip is almost over.
Oh.
Now, and I've very much enjoyed it. I think most people will never have this. Well, 99.999% of people will never have an opportunity like this.
Yeah.
So I saw an opportunity, I took it, and I very much enjoyed it. And I think I've done a good job of spreading a good message of, not only promoting EVs, but just showing people that it's possible to travel the world with an EV.
Yeah.
Other people, they travel in rallies and everything, and travel around the world or whatnot. But this is a little bit different. This is leveraging first a supercharger community in supercharger network in America, and then here leveraging the European community. So it just shows the power of electric cars, and here we are.
I've got a lot. What countries do you plan on visiting next in Europe?
We don't quite know.
Okay.
As you might have figured,
I've
the
seen
things
I've
is
seen the page. Yeah.
hour by hour.
Hour by hour, not day by day.
How many did you already? Yeah, hour by hour, and then
We visited 16 countries already. Yeah. Sorry?
all in Europe.
No, total 16. Yeah. So U.S., Canada, UK, France, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Luxembourg, back to France, and then Spain, Portugal, Morocco, Andorra. Let's see, what else? Italy, then Switzerland, and then Liechtenstein, and then
Italy.
I said Italy already. Missing one. We're missing one.
Andorra maybe.
Monaco. So that's 16. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not far from
San Marino. Yeah. So
that would be
exactly.
close.
And the Vatican.
And the Vatican. Yes. If anyone has a local priest that is high ranking, let me know. We're trying to get in contact with the Vatican, but it's very difficult. They can really only be reached by fax, and the fax lines are busy because they receive faxes from all over the world. It's a very strange system, but that's the Vatican. So
You can pray.
yes.
So you have tried quite a lot of streets in Europe. How do you feel driving this type of car with this dimension?
Yeah, it's good to drive in Europe. It's a good sized car to drive, and I think it's very appropriate for Europe. Much easier to handle than the Model X and X. Easier to get in and out of the parking garages. As you know, these parking things are like tight turns, things like that. If you don't want to scratch your wheels, the Model 3 is one of the better options to take. Yeah.
And the door handles, I never tried them, but I find it's complicated. How do you feel about that?
We'll give you an opportunity to try them.
Yeah.
The door handles, over the long run, they save you, I think, a lot of maintenance costs. One of the highest maintenance costs of the Model S is the door handles, because they break all the time, and after warranty they cost about €1,000 each to fix. So these, I think, will save you a lot of money in the long run, even though they are less stylish and less
Useful.
well, not necessarily useful. They're less stylish and less appealing, and less easy to use. How about that? Yeah. But they are functional. They work, and they work, I think, a higher percentage of the time than the Model S handles.
And these rims are not the original one,
No,
right?
no, these are aftermarket rims. Any other questions? Okay.
I got one.
Yes, please.
Do you find people are driving better in the US or in Europe?
Say that one more time.
Do you find people are driving better in the US or Europe?
Well, both places definitely don't have the best drivers.
Okay.
And I think that's just reflective of a system where you get your driver's license and you never have to take a driving test again.
Yeah.
You know, I think in worldwide that's the case, you know, and that just produces drivers with bad habits and things like this. I think you should be forced to go back to driving school every maybe 5 or 10 years, you know, to just practice actual driving again. Yeah, drivers in Europe are better on the highway, I'll tell you that. They're 100 to 1,000 times better than American drivers. They're also a little bit more orderly in terms of just having some patience and probably maintaining safety. I think is better here. Yeah, in America.
Not Italy, Europe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. The wrong place. Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
Well, here in Italy, it's definitely a little bit more crazy. We've noticed people are definitely a little bit more crazy driving. And when I was driving in Turin, it was definitely crazy. Everyone was just, you know, there was one lane, but everyone made it 2 lanes, and we're driving like this, you know, or something. So
just go south.
yeah. So
The more you go south,
the more I go south, yeah. So, but like I tell people, you know, there's crazy driving, and then I drive pretty crazy too. So, you know, crazy on crazy is fine. You know, I think if you're a crazy driver and you run into crazy driving, it doesn't really affect you. But I can imagine learning to drive here must be difficult.
Yeah, I don't really drive because I'm 17, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm starting right now, so.
Sure. That's good. In America, we get our driving license at 16.
Yeah.
So I started to drive at 15 and a half and got my license at 16. So,
You are lucky because I have to wait until I'm 18 to get the test done.
Right.
And I'm 17, and in 1 month I will be 18, so.
Good. All right, good. And then after you're 18, do you have to practice for 1 year or something?
No, not really.
Yeah, you
have
get
to
a-
practice for 1 month.
plate or something, or key plate?
you have a year where you have other rules than the other guys.
Okay.
Than the normal ones.
Right.
You have drink nothing. And the rest of the guys can drink a little bit.
Right.
And stuff like that. And
Right.
also the speed you go is
Yeah.
different.
Okay.
You have to go slower and
Yeah, it's the same thing in the UK. In America, as soon as you
difficult,
get your license at 16, please go travel the world. You
You can
know,
drive any car, so you have some.
any car.
You know that I can drive this car or that car until I'm 21.
Really?
Because there are too many horsepower.
on the power of the
power.
Yeah.
That's too.
That's really smart, actually. It
It's
is
smart.
a good rule.
It's smart, but as an electric vehicle fan, I have to wait like 3 years.
Sure. That would be interesting if Tesla created a feature where, for people like you can modify the car of some sort to cut the power.
Some
to allow you
cars
to
have
drive
it, but I don't think that's why.
Very interesting, though. That's very interesting.
If I understand correctly, Fabian is your tech guy. I mean,
He's a tech guy. He's traveling the trip with me the whole time since London. So yeah, Fabian was the one who assisted in, you know, just having all the charging adapters. So he has pretty much all the charging adapters for Europe that he brought for me. And you know, I was working with Fabian to try to get a supercharging solution, which didn't work out. So I sent him some parts from the US to try to build a supercharging adapter. Unfortunately, it failed, but that's okay. So yeah.
so can you give me some details of what worked among?
AC is the only thing that works. Yeah.
We cannot charge them more, like Model S or X. On a Model 3 it is not possible. Supercharging is not possible for us. So Type 2 on one phase means on a 22 kilowatt as like here is 7 kilowatt for us in one phase. Or on a 43 kilowatt we get 11 kilowatts AC, what is the maximum of the charger in a Model 3.
Did you ever try a normal appliance?
We can
A wall
try-
appliance.
We can try normal industrial plugs as well. Chuko,
Yeah,
from Chuko to CE, everything.
I see.
Anyone else have questions?
And when everything failed, we go directly to the fuse.
What's the charging speed on superchargers in the US?
In the US is 120 kilowatts. Yeah, 120 kilowatts. But it's, you know, I think a lot of people new to
It's the same like the S and the X, or
well, a lot of people new to charging, they don't quite understand that 120 is simply the maximum. It's not.
what you get
You can't get 120 for more than like 5 minutes. You know, it's not going to last for that long. 120 is the maximum, and then it exponentially drops until the.
Depends how full is the battery.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
How much cars are there on the charger?
No.
It's not divided.
The first one on the supercharger, you have an A and a B stall, and they are together. And the first one gets a fully, and the
As soon
second,
as there is a second car, it's
the second one.
divided.
No, the first car always retains priority, and then it shares the 120 power. Assuming it's empty, the first car gets 120 for as long as possible, and when two cars are charging, this one gets more power, this one gets less, and then when this one lowers, this one raises. Yeah, so
That's smart.
it used to not be like that. So when I used to take road trips in America, I brought two like barriers with me. And when I plug into the stall, I always put the barriers next to my car to make sure nobody parked next to me. Because in America, even at the 40 stall superchargers, people park right next to you. You know, and back then, you know, I said.
No, in Italy never happens. You will see.
Well, in Italy, you guys have no Teslas here, so yeah.
I've seen some.
Some.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
What do you think is the life of this car?
I think the life of this car is approximately, I think, 6 to 7 years. And I think after 6 to 7 years, it's not about falling apart. I think after 6 to 7 years, just the technology is going to be so outdated by then. You're going to look at this car and look at it like that car. You're going to be like, oh, it's so old. You know, I can't believe it's so old. It's like using an iPhone 3. An iPhone 3 still works, but you don't want to use it because it doesn't have a lot of the newer features. And I think this car is going to be antiquated more by tech than by reason of mechanical failure. So, yeah.
And on the battery is the main part.
I think battery, you know, you have the 8-year warranty, right? So battery-wise, this car is going to last for 8 years.
No, last year, but outdated. What's the most part which will be outdated?
The most part that will be outdated?
About
Probably suspension. Yeah, probably suspension, right? Yeah, I think suspension.
But there is some degradation on the battery as well.
Minimal. Tesla's batteries are advanced. They suffer much less degradation compared to other cars. Yeah, Tesla's battery management system is quite superior. It you know, cools the battery when needed, heats when needed, ensures that you don't overcharge the battery, maintains a good reserve at times to make sure that you don't deplete the battery completely. So these are behaviors that cause battery cells to crack. When battery cells crack, they lose charge and that leads to degradation. So my Teslas haven't seen a crazy amount of degradation, and accelerated degradation is covered under warranty. So I'm not too worried about that. Actually, I don't think it's covered under the Model 3. I take that back. Tesla guarantees a certain percentage of the battery. After I remember reading that.
Yeah,
Tesla,
it's rather low. It's
rather
really
low.
low. Yeah.
Tesla said I think 60%.
On a Model
Yeah,
S
but
and X, you have also
75
you lose by kilometer from the battery. It's not under warranty.
No. I said like accelerated, abnormal, like too many. You lose like, let's say 100 kilometers. Then is it covered? Under the Model 3, they set a threshold, and they said after X number of years, if it reaches this threshold, we'll replace the battery. If it doesn't, that's natural wear and tear, basically. So Tesla has learned. Tesla knows now that you know, they what do you call this? They don't want to spend too much money repairing this car, so they've really written in the warranty a lot of conditions that are not covered for the car. So yeah.
I've got one more question.
Yes,
Last
please.
one from me.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'd rather you ask them now than later, you know.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
later they're going to ask me questions that you're asking me, and then I'm going to go crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe one more time in Italian, you can tell them, come and listen, and then, you know.
I don't think they care.
Okay, then forget it. See, but he knows. All right, tell me.
When did you get the car?
When did I get the car? 2 days before Christmas.
Okay, so you didn't work. You weren't at the launch of the car.
I was at the launch.
You were.
Yes.
So you saw Ellen.
Yes.
That's great. But you didn't get it there.
Sorry?
You got it there?
At the launch? No. The launch was for employees only in terms of receiving the car.
I was asking if you already found a buyer.
A buyer?
Yeah.
I do have a few buyers lined up, but no formal things on paper yet. And I always say that the deal is not complete until the signatures are signed and the ink is dried.
Right.
It's always like this. People are very yes, I'll buy it, and then you show up to their doorstep and they say, oh, I changed my mind. So we'll wait until I have the money in my hand.
You talked about money.
Sorry?
You talked about money.
Yes, we did. Yeah. But once they see the condition of the car, maybe the price is going down a little bit.
Well, yeah, actually, the most important fact is anyone who would buy it would need Fabian.
Sorry?
Or somebody who knows how to repair it.
To repair it, yeah. No, this car is definitely not a repairable car. I don't think people should be touching the inside of the car. There's a lot of sensitive electronics. Tesla cars were never meant to be fixed by individuals. I think they were always meant to be serviced by Tesla service centers. Okay, anyways, so
Yeah.
we will,
I think start viewing
yeah, well, I mean,
the rules.
yeah. If you call everybody here, I need to explain the rules.
Kannst du mal alle zusammenrufen?
If you want to meet just like that for
Sure, yes, that'll probably be good.
Yeah, I don't speak perfect English, but I'm trying.
No, you're
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, just some rules about viewing the car. Things to be careful about. You guys are all looking okay in terms of the stuff, but please move everything from your back pocket to your front pocket, just because a lot of people, they have stuff and it scratches the seats. So please be careful. Be very careful with your bags, please. And when you have your bags, maybe leave them outside, or if you bring them into the driver's seat, be extra careful. There's not a lot of space in the front seat. Be very careful for the zippers, please, on your jackets. And actually, it looks pretty good here. So yeah. Again, this is my private car. This is not Tesla's car. Over 7,000 people have sat inside, and it's in very good condition because I am very, strict with the rules. And any damage will have to be repaired by me at my own expense. And obviously here it can't be replaced, so it means I just lose money selling the car. So please be very careful. Everyone will have a chance to see the car, front seat, back seat. If you're in the driver's seat, please respect other people and let them have a chance to see it too. So limit your time to about 30 seconds to a minute. This way everybody has a chance to see the front seat. And then, please don't step on the charging cable. The charging cable belongs to someone else, so please don't damage it. And the charging cable is also not locked, so if you step on it, it might disconnect. And there's potential for stuff there. I think everyone understands me, right? Sorry, I was going to have them translate, but everyone understands me? Yeah, okay, good, fantastic, okay. Okay, and
Just a seat.
oh yeah, and if you feel like the driver's seat is a little bit too small for you, please adjust the seat first before entering. Okay? Not after you damage the wheel, then you adjust it. Adjust it first, please. Okay? And when you get in and out of the car, just slow down. It's a very tight fit to get in and out. Once you're inside, it's very comfortable, but getting in and out of the car is not the easiest in the Model 3. Okay? Okay.
Every picture is allowed,
Yes.
except the VIN number.
No pictures of the serial number, please, or the VIN number. Chassis number. Well, it's covered, but it is in other places too. If you know where it is, just please don't post it and don't take pictures of it. Okay?
I don't know where it is.
Good. Ignorance is bliss. All right.
Another question for test drive.
Yes. What's your name again?
I didn't pay before, but could I pay right now also for test drive? Or
You must sign.
Did you fill out the RSVP form?
I didn't.
Do you know where the RSVP form is?
I did it.
You did it?
I did.
Maybe you can help him fill out the form. But the form has to be filled out. And then I look at the form, we'll see if we have time, and then we'll do them. If we don't have time, we won't do them. But let's have an opportunity to see the car first, and then we'll do the test drives. Okay? Okay. So, yeah, if you want to do the test drives, don't forget to fill out the form. It must be filled out. Okay. So.
We show them.
Oh yes, and if you guys want to watch Fabian open the door, he'll teach you how to open the door handles properly. Okay.
We stand behind the door, both doors.
Dentro
And
nome, cognome, l'età,
strong.
la patente, ti chiede se la possiamo
You see, you don't touch to the paint when you do this. Easy.
That's great.
To open, it's also easy. Here in the top is a button. That is for windows, also not to exit the car. That is for the emergency. We tape it. Please let the tape on this place. When you open by the emergency, you release, the window go not down and can break the windows.
Okay. I have stuff on this seat here, the back seat over there. So just please don't sit on that seat and just sit on this side. Okay.
Okay.
I'll open the front and the trunk now for just about 1 minute. It's raining, so we'll have a look and then we'll close it. Okay. And also, when you enter the car, please be mindful. I know there's a lot of rocks around here. Just be careful. Make sure that when you're closing the door, there's not a rock in the door. Okay, I don't want rock chips on the door frame. Anyways, why don't you get the trunk? I'll open the trunk as well, and we can all have a look.
Yeah, it's a button.
Under the handle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here you see the space room.
For shopping bag.
Yes.
Yeah.
For shopping bag is a holder here.
Yes.
So a little bit better than Model S and X.
Very good. Cacchio, che fare, oh.
So
Just a question, I didn't really saw
off now.
in videos where is the I don't know the English name, the sprinklers for the water to the windshield.
It is here
Spruzzini?
on the
on
bypass.
On the bypass, sì.
The Model X and the Model 3 has it on the bypass.
Esatto.
The Model
Yeah,
S
stand
is
alone.
under the hood.
Per ottimizzare i costi li ho messi insieme.
Come la nuova BMW, cioè la nuova BMW.
Thank you.
And here's the supercharger.
The one that didn't work.
Will not. It works on a Model S. I tested.
And on Model 3 not.
No, the Model 3 start not the communication.
So it's rather the software component that doesn't work.
Maybe yes.
I'm pretty not because
I'm pretty sure that is software blocked, but it's not for public.
Like a normal car, yeah.
Diciamo che potrebbe essere
Ah,
deve essere essenziale.
Well, have you been to Rhoda?
I have a friend there.
You have a friend. Have you been there before?
No.
Have you been to that?
Oggi alla testa. It's really low. It's really a low car. No, andiamo in Sicilia.
Ah, per vedere.
Sono